Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So student, in the previous class in this chapter, that is reproduction, we have started with the sexual reproduction, and student, we have seen in case of a sexual reproduction, that is there are involvement of the parents, that is male and female, and the male and the female, they are consisting of a different cells, and these cells are what? Male sex cells or male or female sex cells. Male sex cells or female sex cells is also known as a gamete. So instead of calling it a male sex cells, we can also use the term that is male gamete. So it is the male gamete and the female gamete which used to fuse together. They come together, they fuse together, and thus there is a formation of a zygote happens here. So we can say that the formation of a zygote occurs because of the fusion only. Okay. Now, in the process of this sexual reproduction, you will find that the offspring which is produced here, they are not identical to their parent, but yes, they are similar to their parent. They are just alike to their parents only. As well as we have also seen that in case of a sexual reproduction, there is an involvement of two parents, so variation will be there. In this case, in the case of a sexual reproduction, actually this process occurs in three basic steps. These steps are common in all the organisms, whoever it is showing the sexual reproduction. The first one is the production of gametes. Second is the fertilization, and third is the development of an embryo. Talking about the first one, student, that is production of gametes, you see that when a person reaches to the age of puberty, at that time the person starts releasing the cells, or the sex cells becomes active, and we can say that the gamete starts released by the person itself. If it is a male, male gamete; if it's a female, then female gamete. Okay, so the first case is the production of the gamete. Here, only when a person reaches to the puberty, then the release of the gamete occur. Okay. Now, you see, when we see the structure of the male gamete and the female, you will say that male gamete is what? That is a sperm, and the female gamete is what? It is an ovum or egg. When you look at the structure, you will find that the sperm is what? Which is consisting of a head, and the middle part of the body is there, as well as a tail is also there. The movement of the sperm occur with the help of the tail only. Because of that, tail is also motile, but the ovum is what? It is a spherical body. Okay, so it is not motile, it remains fixed, it is a non-motile. Now what happened? This sperm, since it is a motile, so it will flow and will move and move from the male to the female, and then it reaches to the ovum and fuses it with it to form the zygote. The second one is fertilization. So that is all about the production of a gamete. Now gamete are produced, now the fertilization is to be occur. So fertilization is nothing but the fusion of the male gamete and the female gamete which is produced. Fusion happens, the formation of a zygote happens. Now, the process of the fertilization also varies with the organism to organism. There are some of the organisms which used to show the external fertilization, and there are most of the animals, we can say, which used to show the internal fertilization. So, we will see here that what are the different types of, although we have understood the term that internal and external fertilization. External fertilization in which the fertilization occur outside the body. Internal fertilization is a fertilization when the fertilization occur inside the body. So, internal fertilization. Internal fertilization and external fertilization. In case of internal fertilization, here we can write it, that is the fusion of male and female gamete, male and female gametes takes place inside the female body. inside the female body. Okay. The second point we can include here, that is it mainly occurs in mammals. It occurs mainly in mammals where the sperms are introduced. Sperms are introduced into the female body. This is the internal fertilization. Any kind of a mammal, student, cow, goat, dog, human being, these all are what mammals, and they used to show the internal fertilization. Next is the external fertilization. So let us see that what happens in case of an external fertilization. I hope you have written it. So, in case of external fertilization, I told you that the fusion here takes place outside the female body. So, we can write here, that is the fusion of the male and female gamete gametes occurs outside the body. It occurs outside the body. Okay. This mainly happens with the organism who are living near lake, near ponds. These used to show the external fertilization more. Okay. So this occurs mainly with the organism which lives near ponds, lake or sea, which used to live near pond, lake or sea. Okay, they used to show the external fertilization. So, if we want to understand the external fertilization, let us see that how frogs used to show the external fertilization. Because the frogs are also, they show these are the organisms which performs the external fertilization. Okay. So, here what happened? Let us see the frog students. Basically, the organism which shows the external fertilization, they used to release the sperm and ova outside the body, and the fusion take place outside the body itself. It is in the water. So, we can say here that the male and the female gametes release the male and female gametes are released in the water. Are released in the water, and the sperms moves in the water with the help of tail. With the help of the tail present in it. Okay. To come in contact with the eggs. Basically what happened, I told you that both of them used to release their gametes in the sea, in the lake, in the pond, or in the water itself. And the sperm, since it's consisting of a tail, so that with the help of a tail it used to move and fuses with the ovum, which is or fuses with the egg when it come in contact with the egg. Let us see about frog. What happens in case of a frog, especially during the rainy season, the frogs, so the female and the male frog start swimming in the water, it entered into the water. The female frog, it used to release a lot of eggs together, and in order to protect the egg, she used to make a jelly-like a substance, jelly-like a material around the egg. And then when the sperm, which is released by the male frog, when it come in contact with the egg, it will fuse with it, and finally the offsprings are produced. So we can say here that the frogs and the toads, frogs move to pond ponds in rainy season, and the female frog releases a lot amount of eggs. To protect the eggs, it forms a jelly-like a substance. It forms a jelly-like a substance around. So to protect the egg, it forms a jelly-like a substance around them. Now, when the male sperm reaches to the egg, it fuses with it, and thus there is the formation of a zygote, a formation of the offspring occurs. So, when the sperm comes in contact with eggs, fertilization happens. Fertilization occurs and offsprings produce. So this happens in case of the frog. Then how frog used to show the process of external fertilization. So I hope you have understood the concept of internal and external fertilization. Now let us see the last point, and which is development of embryo. So the fertilization happened. Now obviously this zygote which is formed after fertilization is to be developed into an embryo. So that is why the third topic is given as development of embryo. Development of an embryo. Development of an embryo, what happened after the formation of a zygote, after fertilization, when zygote is formed, this zygote undergoes cell division. So continuously cell division occurs, students. Due to the continuous cell division happens, because of that, what happened? The cell, it start dividing and it will become a lump of a mass. Now this is the what it is called as an embryo. Now this embryo will take nutrition because it is important for the embryos to survive. In order to survive, it take nutrition. Okay, only then the further development can take place. So this embryo will take nutrition from the mother's body, or it will take the nutrient from the egg in which it is developing. Okay, then when it gets the sufficient amount of a nutrition, what happens? Cell differentiation happens. It means there is a formation of a different organs in the body. Development of organs happens, and when the fully development of the organs happens, student, which we call as fetus, then the child will came out from the mother's body. So this is how the development of the embryo happens into a new baby, okay, into an infant. So we can write here that once the zygote is formed, once the zygote is formed, it undergoes cell division. It undergoes cell division. It undergoes cell division and cell differentiation also. And cell differentiation. It undergoes cell division as well as cell differentiation. Okay, cell division, what is the role of a cell division? It helps in increasing the number of a cell. Cell differentiation is what? That will help in the development of a various body parts. So, cell division helps in increasing the number of the cell. Increasing the number of the cell. While cell differentiation in the cell differentiation helps in the formation of new organs. Formation of new organs. New organs. So cell division occurs as well as cell differentiation also happens. Now the formation of a zygote to a embryo, this whole development of the embryo is depending upon the life cycle of the organism also, as well as it also depends upon the environment in which the zygote is developing. So these all are the different factors which also help in the development, or which plays an important role in the development of the embryo, students. Now let us see here, that is what is the embryo is. We have here seen that the zygote shows the cell division, zygote shows the cell differentiation. So how they are differ from each other? It means what happens when the cell division happens. Actually, when the cell divides, then there is a formation of a lump of mass which is called as embryo. So we can say the developing stage of zygote, the developing stage of zygote, developing stage of zygote is called an embryo. Is called an embryo. Okay, the embryo derives its nutrition Embryo derives its nutrition from the mother, from the body of the female or the egg. Body of the female or the egg. As the development continues, it develops recognized part. Developed recognized parts. Okay, as the development continues, it will develop into recognized into different part. At the stage when the embryo is having all the different body parts, we will call it fetus instead of calling it embryo, because embryo is what? That is the mass or that is the lump of a mass which there is no differentiation in the body organs. But when the fully developed body organs are there, when the body parts are developed, then we, instead of calling it embryo, we will call it fetus. So stage of the embryo, where all the body parts can be recognized is called the fetus. Is called fetus. Okay, so the embryo, stage of the embryo where the body parts can be recognized is called fetus, students. Okay, now the fetus, it grow and the fetus developed fetus is developed fetus the mother gives birth to a baby. So in the form of a fetus, the mother used to give birth to the baby. This is how the development of an embryo occurs. Okay, so these are some of the basic things that we will see in case of the reproduction that happens with all the organisms, students. Now, if we will see the human reproductive system, so human reproductive system, even in the human reproduction also, the reproduction actually occur in the same way that here the male and the female gamete, they fuse together to form the zygote. But yes, the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system differ from each other. So let us see what is the male reproductive system and what is the structure of the female reproductive system. Reproduction in humans. Reproduction in humans. So, humans reproduces through sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. Through sexual reproduction, and give birth to their young ones. Give birth to young ones. Give birth to young ones. Now here in this reproduction occur like the male gametes fuses with the female gamete. The male gamete, it fuses with the female gamete to form zygote. To form the zygote. So the male gamete, it fuses with the female gamete, and due to which there is the formation of a zygote occur, and that this zygote will develop into an embryo. Now let us see that what are the two different types of a reproductive system, what are the different parts of the male reproductive system as well as the female reproductive system. Male reproductive system and female reproductive system. So, what are the things is present here? In the male reproductive system, there is a pair of a testis, a pair of a vas deferens is there, urethra is there, penis is there, okay, and sperm duct is also present. So, we can say here that it includes a pair of testis. A pair of testis, then sperm duct, which is also called as vas deferens. Also called as vas deferens. Vas deferens. Then urethra is there and penis is there. Penis. Urethra and penis is also there. Okay. So when you look at the testes, testes are what? These are the ball shaped. Testes are the ball shaped, these are the ball shaped gland located outside the abdominal cavity. Located outside the abdominal cavity of the sac. Now, when you look at the testis, basically the testis is made up of a many coiled structure, and these coiled structure is of a sperms. So, we can say that coiled structure tubes are there which help in producing sperms. So, testes are made up of, they are made up of many coiled structure, that produces sperms. sperms that help in producing sperms. Okay, so testes are what? They are the glands which is located outside and they help in producing the sperms.